Manchester United and Brighton have reached a full agreement for the transfer of midfielder Carlos Baleba, with a medical now scheduled for this weekend. Reports from the Manchester Evening News state the two clubs have settled on a package worth £65 million plus £5 million in add-ons, following an initial United bid of £60 million plus £5 million that Brighton rejected earlier in the week. A sell-on clause has also been written into the agreement. Baleba, a 22-year-old Cameroon international, is set to travel to Manchester this weekend to complete his medical before the move is finalized. United have tracked Baleba for more than a year. The club first made contact last summer, only to be priced out by Brighton's valuation of around $100 million at the time. A quieter 2025-26 campaign reduced his market value, giving United the opening to move this summer. Personal terms have already been agreed between the player and the club. Once completed, this transfer will make Baleba United's fourth major addition of the summer, following the free transfer of goalkeeper Carl Darlow, the $50 million signing of Andre Santos, and the $35 million capture of Youri Tielemans, taking United's total summer outlay toward $155 million. If you're finding this breakdown useful, this is exactly the kind of transfer coverage Final Whiz puts out first, before the headlines catch up. Hit subscribe, tap like, and drop a comment telling us whether you think Baleba is the piece this United midfield has been missing. It genuinely helps this channel keep bringing you every twist of this window as it happens. Baleba will not be available immediately for United once the deal is confirmed. He picked up an ankle ligament injury during Brighton's 0-0 draw in their Conference League qualifier on Thursday, an issue that is not considered serious but will delay his debut. United manager Michael Carrick was asked directly about the move ahead of United's Premier League opener against Hull City. He said, "I just think we're looking to strengthen the squad." He added that the club is working to finish the transfer window in a stronger position than it started, repeating language he has used in previous press conferences about making the most of the remaining opportunities. The move for Baleba was accelerated in part by a pre-season injury to midfielder Mason Mount. According to The Athletic, Mount had impressed enough in pre-season to be considered for a deeper midfield role, a development that had caused internal debate at the club over whether a new left-back should take priority instead over a new central midfielder. That debate shifted after Mount suffered a hamstring problem during United's fixture against Paris Saint-Germain, with scans confirming only a minor issue. The setback did not fully change United's direction on its own, but it reinforced concerns about Mount's fitness history and renewed the club's push for further midfield reinforcement. Carrick gave a direct update on Mount's condition, describing his availability for the weekend as uncertain. He said, "Managing Mason Mount a little bit, but he is very close." He also called Mount a top player and pointed to his performances in the early stages of pre-season, saying he was one of our best players during that period. Carrick noted that Mount has missed extended periods of football in recent years, and that the club is managing his return carefully, while stressing that United need a squad with sufficient depth to cope with injuries across a full season. Separately, United are set to receive a financial boost from a sell-on clause included in a departure from 2 years ago. Willy Kambwala, now 21, is on course to join Italian club Como, who appeared to be ahead of Spanish side Osasuna in the race for his signature. United will receive a portion of that fee under the sell-on clause agreed when Villarreal signed Kambwala in 2024 for an initial €5.5 million, £4.7 million, with a further €6 million, £5.14 million in potential add-ons. That original deal also included a buyback option and matching rights lasting 3 years. United sources have described the sell-on percentage as significant, though the modest fee Villarreal are expected to receive from Como will limit the overall payout. Since Sir Jim Ratcliffe's investment in the club, inserting sell-on clauses and buyback options into player sales has become standard United practice, seen in recent departures including Tyler Fredrickson to Lazio, Radek Vitek to Middlesbrough, a player sold to Burnley with a sell-on clause of up to 35%, Ethan Williams to Peterborough with a 50% sell-on clause, and Ethan Ennis's permanent move to Stockport County, which also included a 50% sell-on clause. Away from transfer business, Marcus Rashford has taken on a mentoring role since returning to United this summer. According to the Daily Mail, Rashford has been guiding 15-year-old academy prospect J.J. Gabriel alongside fellow young talent Shea Lacey. Club insiders reportedly noted how mature Rashford's approach to the role has been. This is not new territory for Rashford, who was already advising United's younger players as far back as 2020, when he himself was still a young first-team player. Speaking to BT Sport at the time, he said the mindset needed to break into the first team and stay there is what separates players who succeed from those who don't. Carrick has since praised Rashford's return to training, saying he has come back fantastically well and looks fit, sharp, and ready to play. Gabriel is closing in on his 16th birthday and could be involved in the matchday squad for United's trip to Hull this weekend. United are also exploring a potential move for Barcelona left-back Alejandro Balde. Journalist Fabrizio Romano reported that United contacted Jorge Mendes, Balde's agent, to understand his situation at the club. This inquiry follows United's earlier pursuit of Newcastle's Lewis Hall, a move Romano has since described as no longer realistic after Newcastle opened talks over a new contract and a leadership role for the 21-year-old. According to Spanish outlet Sport, Balde's preference remains to stay at Barcelona and is not expected to push for an exit unless the club decides to sell him. Barcelona's recent permanent signing of Joel Canella has raised questions about Balde's game time this season. Interim Barcelona captain Rafinha has since posted a photo embracing Balde on social media, a gesture Sport interpreted as public support for his teammate remaining at the club, though it has also been read by some as a farewell message ahead of a possible transfer. Brighton have declined to discuss the Baleba negotiations directly. Head coach Fabian Hürzeler, speaking before Brighton's Premier League opener against Aston Villa, said, "I'll never comment on any rumors that are currently in the media." He confirmed only that Baleba would miss the match due to his ankle injury. Brighton chief executive Paul Barber offered a similar response a day earlier, telling TalkSport, "We're always going to be subject to bids for our players." Barber added that the club has to balance financial sense with maintaining a squad strong enough to compete, without commenting specifically on Baleba's situation. Brighton are also fielding separate interest from Liverpool in winger Yankuba Minte, having already turned down a $50 million bid. That's where things stand on United's midfield rebuild, Mount's recovery, and the club's next moves before the window closes on September 1st. If you want every update on this Baleba deal, the Balde situation, and anything else United do before deadline day, make sure you're subscribed to Final Whiz and have notifications turned on. Drop your prediction in the comments on how this United midfield lines up once Baleba is fit, and share this video with another United fan who needs the latest.